Lose belly fat forever. Not for 12 weeks, not until life gets busy, forever. And here's what no one tells you about how to actually do it. Hi, I'm Andrew Jax. I'm the founder of Six Pack Dad. I'm a weight loss and health coach for busy professional dads with over 25 years experience. And I believe that our body is a gift from God that we need to steward. I've helped hundreds of busy men lose over 20 pounds, restore their health, and lead their families by example, because our kids don't just hear what we say, they follow what we do. So if you've struggled to keep the belly off, if you've tried the diets, the workouts, and you still ended up right back where you started, this video will show you what's really missing and how to finally fix it for good. So let's get into it. Now we need to start off with your identity. That is key here. And this is something that no one talks about and no other program really encounters. And so you need to make sure that you're establishing an identity that's going to shift your life and transform the way you think completely. Because if you've started diets before and they've worked and then you've put the weight back on and you're back to where you were before, that means you're just reverting back to your old and original identity. And we need to go from here to here. Here is where you are now, overweight, unhealthy, unhappy. And here is the man, the father that you want to be. Healthy, lean, energetic, and loving life. So in order to get from here to here, something needs to change. There needs to be a shift and there needs to be a constant transformation. And in order for this to happen, you need to start thinking from this new identity that you are now a healthy, lean father. Even though you may not feel it to start off with, even though you may not look it, we need to make sure that we're thinking that way. Because as the man thinketh, the man follows. So we need to start telling ourselves this on a day-by-day basis and believing it. And your choices need to come through this new identity, which means in order to get from here to here, there's going to be a level of discomfort. There's going to be a level of small sacrifice and adjustments that need to be made. And yes, it will take time. However, you need to start making choices through this new identity, and someone that is making those healthier choices and better choices will end up being that person. And that transformation happens with who you are. The old you will never come back again, because that transformation has occurred internally, mentally, and physically. And that's when you'll never have to worry about weight loss or that excess fat again. Now, once you have your identity established, the next thing that you need to do is find a sustainable method that's going to be able to work with you in your lifestyle and it's going to work for life. Because a lot of the methods that are taught out there right now and that you may have tried aren't set for long term. And if you think that by going on a crash diet or an extreme diet or a shake diet or a keto diet, if you feel like that's going to keep the weight off for good, I'm sorry to say you're wrong. The reason that is because whatever it is that you're putting into your life to cause you to lose the weight, unless that continues on forever, as soon as you stop that or take that out of your life, you're going to go back to the old ways, and those old ways are causing you to be overweight and unhealthy. So we need to form something that's going to be sustainable for the long term and something that's going to work in with your lifestyle that you can do for the rest of your life. Because when you've got a family, when you've got a social life, when you're so busy, whatever you do needs to be something that works with that lifestyle and is enjoyable as well. So if you want access to a video that shows how hundreds of busy dads are losing over 20 pounds without exercise, without extreme diets, or even having to count calories, I want you to go to the link in my description below to access that video. Now I want you to think about, what have you tried before? In order to work out what's going to work for you in the long term, what is it that you've tried before? Was it the shakes diet? Was it a keto? Was it carnivore? Was it fasting? What was it that you tried but couldn't stick to? And I want you to eliminate that. Because if you haven't been able to be successful at it before, there's little chance that you'll be able to do it again. I want you to ask yourself, why is it that didn't work? And once you establish that, find out, okay, what is it that I need in order for this to work? And once you have that established, then you can go from there. But unless you know exactly what it is, the next thing you might try might be something that fails again and you start all over again. Now, I don't want you to get fancy. There's no need to get fancy with these latest trends, with these diets, because I believe that they're short-term fixes and they'll put you in that vicious cycle of yo-yo dieting where you put the weight back on. And so you need to find something where when it does last for life, you'll never have to look for another diet. Now, for some, it might be taking drugs. There's some weight loss drugs out there at the moment that people are turning towards. But let me ask you this. What happens when you stop taking them? Are you going to be able to keep that weight off? Or are you going to go back to your old ways and start eating like you used to, which will cause that weight to come back on? Or what about the nasty side effects that those drugs give? Because I have had clients come to me and say, it worked for a little bit, but then it just gave me some bad side effects and I can't keep taking them. I need something else. And that's why I recommend going for natural ways and something that's going to help you day to day for the rest of your life. And that is your daily habits. That's the answer, guys. I believe fixing your daily habits is the answer, because if you can make adjustments through those habits that are causing you to be overweight, that's not going to be an impost with your daily life, and it's going to be a lot easier to fix. For example, if you feel like that you snack before dinner time, work on that. If you feel like you have too much with your dinner, your portions are too big, work on that. If you drink too much alcohol, fix that. If you don't drink enough water, fix that. If you don't get enough sleep, fix that. If you can fix all those things, that's going to help you optimize your health and also lose weight too. But you need to have a solid plan to follow and not just be guessing along the way. And that's where hiring someone or finding a professional plan that has worked for people like yourself is the key factor here. And what I want for you is, once you have those habits are fully optimized, eventually, just through sheer repetition and constantly doing them over time, it'll eventually become second nature for you, and it actually becomes effortless. So you don't even have to think about it as much anymore. That's what happens with me. I've been doing this for so long. For me, it just happens automatically. It's just part of my life, and I don't even have to think about it. I can focus on other things like family, business, and having fun, right? And that's what I want to teach to you guys, and that's what I'm trying to teach here through this YouTube channel, through this podcast, as well as through my program. And I was able to help someone like Mark, who's a busy entrepreneur and father as well, and just through the first 6 weeks of following my habit sustainability formula, optimizing his habits and not even doing any exercise, he was able to lose 24 pounds or about 12 kilos in the first 6 weeks just by applying this. So hopefully that inspires you guys to do something about your habits, about your finding the right plan for you that's going to last for life, and lose that belly fat forever. So if you are a busy professional dad that needs to lose at least 20 pounds and you want a simple and proven plan that actually doesn't involve those extreme short-term diets, or even having to give up the things that you enjoy like booze, or you won't even have to exercise and you won't have to give up your social life, because this is designed for busy dads. I want you to go to my website, ditchthedadfat.com, or click the link in the description below. There you'll get access to a free video that breaks down my full strategy, my habit sustainability formula. And if it resonates and you feel like it's the right fit, you can end up booking a call directly from that page with me personally. And what we'll do is we'll map out your next steps together and see if it's something that will help you achieve your goals. And if you're just wanting to keep learning, that's fine. I want you to watch this video next on how to actually eat to lose fat. Please look after yourself, guys, so you can look after your family.